Guys, what's up? We are live. For my replayers, remember you can tap the screen for hearts, which are very, very much appreciated. We really appreciate the hearts. Tapping of the screen with your fingers, keep that going throughout. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. What I'm doing is very, very simple, very, very boring, but a lot of people are regularly seeing our end results with dogs, and they want to know where we started, how we got there, kind of what's going on. So if you've been following our Instagram page and our Facebook page, you know that we have a new dog, Timu, in. Timu is with us for dog and human aggression. He is here. Now, a couple things to look at. Actually, I guess I can keep it this way. A couple things to keep in mind. When you have a dog that's not used to taking direction regularly, and a dog that gets a little weird with strangers, you have a dog that is usually not interested in eating, right? If you have a bonus and a dog comes in food motivated, awesome, right? But that's not always the case. So Timu arrived, when did Timu arrive? I think on a Monday. And actually, no, it had to have been later, maybe on like a Tuesday or something. Today is Friday. This is actually the first time he's eaten. There's a couple things, like he's not like a fearful shutdown dog or anything, which usually that will be a reason. The owner also, and if you're watching this, the owner also left a bag of hot dogs for him to work. And what we do is we work dogs for their actual kibble, their actual meal, right? So my opinion is that he was holding out because he thought that if he held out, stuff would get added to his food or food would get better. Or if I didn't take the kibble, the person's gonna come with hot dogs. So we waited and we would get him out on nice walks. I actually just finished walking him with another dog for the first time. Down. So what we're doing now is very, very simple. We're giving relevance to the marker good. I actually don't even have him doing anything. It's simply good, then feed, good, then feed. And it started with trying to get him to eat, which he had zero interest in. And a lot of times you want to do it by maybe having them sit, good, feed, and do all that stuff. But the fact that he had no interest, I don't even want to ask for anything. So if you ever watched other trainers, a lot of trainers that work with clickers will refer to this as charging up the clicker. So basically, I have my food bowl here, and all that I'm doing is simply good and feeding. Wait till he finishes, good and feeding. And this is how he's gonna eat his whole meal. There are a lot of situations, good, where I don't go through this step or through this phase, but basically what we're doing is we're giving relevance to the word good on a stage 1 level, right? This is his first time eating, yeah. Good. So make sure you close that door, Jen. Good, what I want good to mean, good is stage 1, well, that's a great question. The YES is a different marker. Good is something that is kind of like a bridge, keep doing what you're doing. I like what you're doing. Well, I like what you're doing, but I want you to continue. Good. So the early stage for this is not my terminal or my terminant command. This is continue what you're doing. Right now, the only thing that I want to teach a dog is when I say good, he's expecting something. And then I want to start teaching him good means, oh, keep doing this. I'm expecting that if I keep doing this, I'm one step closer, to getting my yes, right? Down. So that's where we start to work on yes with movement. So when I teach, hey, good. When I teach yes, I teach it with movement, right? So movement is, he hears barking over there. I'm actually going to give him a little, hey. A little bit of a leash pop here. Let me switch my positions here. Hey. Down. Sorry guys, you get to see my ugly face for a little bit here. All right. So when I teach, hey, what's up, man? I appreciate it. ST, I will actually be in Delray Beach, Florida, January 12th to the 26th. I'm going to be doing some work with a couple clients out there, one specifically in Delray, but doing a couple private sessions in the Delray, Boca Raton area. So if you're in the area, get a hold of us. You can get a hold of us through the website, DCTcanine.com. Stands for Dream Come True, letter K, number 9, right? So he heard a little bit of barking downstairs, and he's getting a little whiny. That's what has a lot to do with his issues. Is sorry, I don't think I caught that. It's really a lot of anxiety. So good and feed and good. All right, man. Awesome. Yeah, come on by. Come on through. I'll be there. Good. And I'll be doing a lot of Periscopes. I'll be doing a lot of Facebook, a lot of Instagram, so you'll be able to keep tabs on there. Good. So if you follow people that do a lot of work with clickers, they'll refer to this as charging up the clicker. It's the first stage, which all you're doing is you're giving relevance to the meaning. You know when stage 1 is complete. Good. Normally, I don't even go this far into it because I can accomplish this by having the dogs do other things. And just to kind of give you a little show of what else is happening, this is a dog-aggressive dog. We're also doing this around Sophie, Soko, and Dizzy over there. Good. But because he hasn't been eating and asking him to do anything else might be a little bit too much. I'm just happy with the fact that he's eating his meal, so I want to take advantage and actually do something with eating. Good. So I want to know that when I say good, I get a response because he's expecting something, then I can start to do other things, right? So what I might end up doing, let me see where we are here, is showing you because he is eating and it's like he's finally kind of woken up and he's like, oh, okay, I know what you're asking. Well, no, believe it or not. So that's a great question because down the road, you can sort of do that. You got to be careful with separation anxiety because a lot of times dogs aren't aware of what's going on. So when we use e-collar work or any remote collar work, a lot of people like what you'll hear is like silliness. Well, what if you didn't have that tool and we can accomplish this without the tool? The reality is all the behavior work that we do, we accomplish without the tool. We just use that tool to proof it and get it to a better place. So all the dogs, everything that we teach on our remote collar, the dog is already being successful doing it without, and then we introduce him to the remote collar. So this dog hasn't even been introduced to a remote collar. Actually, to be honest, yesterday what we did was we found his level. So his working level right here, he feels a 10. I'm willing to bet that we'll get him down to like a 7 or a 6. And for the comfort pad, well, it depends on how you use a clicker, right? Because a clicker could be anything. A clicker could be used for a bridge. It could be used for a success or a reward signal. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try and set this up and see if we can get this going over here. Let me see what this looks like. And I think you can see pretty well. Okay, keep the hearts flowing, guys. We really appreciate the hearts. Heart away. This is free information. And also what we will be doing is, or what you guys can do if you think people can benefit from this, you can tap that little person in the corner and you can share this. Not only can you share, but you can invite people as well if you think that this is going to be beneficial to some people. So I don't have a treat up. Let me get the treat to hook up. So the marker for yes, and if we have a dog that's eating, we can do it now. This is the beginning, right? So when I say the beginning, I'm talking like before we expect the dog to do anything, before I expect the dog to actually know the word, like all that good stuff. We might have a dog that simply is just learning the markers. So it's not so much about place right now, it's not so much about any of that. It's just, I'm happy that the dog is finally eating, and I want to take advantage and use that as an opportunity instead of having it just be a free meal. Because all of our dogs work for their meal. So, what you might see, I'm actually going to switch this over because I'm going to keep on my left side here. And this is the basic stuff. This is not like a lot of you guys see when we get dogs to a certain point and you're like, oh my gosh, how did we get there? I'm going to show you like the beginning. All of our work, whether we have a happy-go-lucky green dog, whether we have a dog that I couldn't touch the first day, that was dog aggressive, human aggressive, we introduce with a positive reinforcement base foundation. Before we go into anything else, which is going to be essential for real world stuff, this is really, really important, your core structure, right? And I'll do a little bit of a Q&A after, so hold the questions. The people that stay till the end are the people that are going to benefit from us just kind of doing a little Q&A. So, good. Let's see if he's going to eat here. The fact that he is eating, that's a huge step. This is a dog that was not doing that. Good. and feed. Another thing I can start to do is, so he knows leash pressure sits, right? So for example, if I go ahead and I apply this, the dog is going to sit, pressure is going to come off. What I'm going to start to pair on that is a simple SIT, good, feed. Alright, and then I can, let's go, let me walk. And then what I can do is I can SIT, good, and then feed, right? I'm not feeding and saying good, I am saying good, then I'm feeding. Good, then I'm feeding. And if I want to introduce a yes, it's going to be with movement because I want that to be a release marker, right? I want it to be almost like a break. So if I say yes, and I move, that's how I teach it. Now this is the first time that a dog is doing this. I don't expect him to know it. All I'm doing is creating habits. So for example, if I go ahead and I get him on here from luring, and he goes into that, yes, I can do this and have him come and take the food, right? Let me try and push this back a little bit more. Now, that's how I basically teach the yes, and I'm sort of teaching a place, but this is something that's pretty important. I'm not naming it because that's not really what the goal of this session is. I will name it when I have a dog that by the time I'm luring this way, the dog is running to that placemat and coming over, then I can name it because I'm naming what I actually like, which is the dog doing it with enthusiasm, right? With eagerness, right? So that's, right now, we have some more dogs coming in, so we'll hold off on for a second here. But as I'm kind of walking through, he's not quite ready for that just yet. Guys, keep hearting away. Remember, you can share and invite people. Tap that little person in the corner. Soko, I'm going to have to send you away, buddy. Go. Soko, please. Good. Down. And the reason I want to do this, down. Hey. Is because he's not ready. The fact that he's around dogs is great, but he's not quite ready for movement and all that stuff just yet. Although he did just walk with Sophie, I'm going to post that video on my Facebook page later on today. So getting the dog to the place is as simple as luring, pulling away, yes, and then coming over here, right? I can move back around again. We can come over here. I can lure onto the placemat. The dog's not eating. Yes! The dog is eating this way. So now, out of nowhere, all of a sudden, there's a dog that wouldn't eat that was like, oh, I think I figured it out. And it literally, it's like an off switch, right? So I can lure, feed with my left hand, yes! And now I'm teaching a yes, but you see, he's not really like ready for that just yet. He's getting a little excited out of nowhere. It's like he's kind of figured this thing out, but he doesn't really know what to do. So I'm going to calm it down a little bit, right? I'll bring him over, lure, right here, yes. And I'll keep it closer, and I stay in movement. I want him eating that food. Now he's getting a couple, and he's dropping some on the floor. But you can see right now he's kind of disconnected. So what I'll do is I'll go back to keeping it simple. If I see that like it's a little bit too much for him right now, that's fine because there's a lot of things that are happening. He's around dogs and he's extremely dog aggressive. He is eating for the first time. All of a sudden someone's giving him direction. He doesn't want to attack me anymore. So there's a lot of things happening. It could be like a brain overload. Not that I'm pushing him because it's too difficult, but it's a lot to handle right now. This is a dog that's going to be in great shape once we get the wheels turning. So I can kind of switch it up, bring him over here, get him on, and when he gets on there, the leash pressure helps with the SIT. Good. I can calm it down, and this is how he's going to eat the rest of his meal. Another thing, if I had a longer leash, I can do it right now, is when I step away, good, walk away. Now, all of a sudden, good is going to start to represent holding the position, right? I can back away here, good, and so far, so good. Now, this is the thing that's important. If you guys have ever played, let's say Mario for Nintendo, right? Awesome, awesome game, but the game had reward markers, right? Every single time you beat the level, you had to jump onto the flagpole, and the coins started ringing and all that stuff. The interesting thing about that, you never actually won anything, but you beating a level drove you, yes, drove you to want to continue playing, right? And you could probably play that game all the way to the end. But imagine if you were playing Mario for the first time and those little level to level didn't exist. So the whole game was just one moving through level to level to level without completion markers. You would probably get maybe halfway through and you would say, this game is fun, but it's old. Like, do I just keep doing this forever? Like, when does it end? So it's sort of similar with a dog. If you're asking for duration too long or too good or like for too much and the dog is doing a great job, but you never show them what they're waiting for with the release, what you can run into is a dog that gets bored and goes out and gets confused and frustrated. I don't know what I'm waiting for. Okay, I got it. So that's when the yes comes into play. So we can bring him onto this thing. Come on, buddy. And he's getting a little bit tired. You can kind of see. I can, good. Try to feed this way. Walk away. Good. Feed again. And I don't really have his attention. There's a lot going on downstairs. And then what I can do is, yes, and show him what gets him released. Right? Now this is a very sloppy first session because I'm trying to teach you guys a lot and we're trying to cram it all in one. But what's really important here is that I don't work much longer. I'm actually going to give him the rest of his meal. And I also want to make sure, sit buddy, make sure I'm not naming these things. A couple things, I lost my train of thought. What did I say, what was important? It's good, there was yes. I don't know, I forgot completely what I was about to say, but I'm going to do a little bit of Q&A and maybe it'll jog my memory. I'm going to get him back over here. Come here, buddy. Thanks. Good job. Okay, I'm coming over to you guys in a second. Hold on. Take this off. So I kind of did a little too much with him, but I'm happy with the point, so I don't want to overwork him. For me, I think that that's enough. And this is going to shape up, right? This is totally, now that we have a dog that's eating, that's like the easy part where we're in the money. And I'm going to get him really, really good, all positive reinforcement based foundation, getting him doing, getting him sending, getting him doing without the food. And then we're going to introduce him to the remote collar so we can introduce a sensation. That's not what people will say that don't know what they're talking about, like shocking a dog into compliance or, you're only doing that because you're hurting a dog. Well, break is the yes. Right? Break is the yes. That's when the dog is eating. He just doesn't know that right now. So, nope. Back. Yes. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So, he was doing pretty good with holding his goods. At some point, a dog is going to have to learn. He's going to say, well, what happens if you back away and I break off? That's when the nope comes in. That's when I would use leash pressure because he's already good with that. We spent this entire week teaching him leash pressure, teaching him how to be soft on that, teaching him how to, you gotta stay on here, buddy. Teaching him how to understand how to walk and all that stuff. So then what I can do is when I nope him, apply pressure, step in, introduce spatial pressure, get the dog back on, my spatial pressure eases, my leash pressure eases, and then I say good. And the dog goes, oh, keep doing this, but I won't feed on that because I don't want a dog knowing that he can hop off a place in order to get back on, get it good, and get fed, right? I missed that. When are you charging for eye contact? Could you repost that? So at some point, a dog has to understand nope, right? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, but the thing is, leash pressure is super, super important. I would use more food before jumping into leash pressure, like on a prong or something. I usually wait till around like 4 to 6 months before introducing the prong. So you're allowing a lot of pulling. A lot of times what we're doing there is shaping behaviors with food to get a dog. No, actually, that's a very great question. I don't feed on good. I'm sorry, that makes no sense because I just did a whole session on that. I don't feed when I say good and I'm getting eye contact. By the time that I'm doing eye contact sessions and I'm using the word good, the dog already knows what good means. That means if I'm looking up there, because that's where the eyes are, and I say good, that means keep doing what you're doing. The reason we don't feed on good at this point, and down the road, you don't need to feed on good because it's already a conditioned response, a conditioned behavior, so you no longer need to do it unless it's something that's new. If I'm the dog and you ask for eye contact and you get it, and then you say good and you go to feed, good means keep doing what you're doing, right? I've yet to come across a trainer or a dog that is going to teach how to hold eye contact and take food. The second you say good and you reach your hand in, the dog is going to break command, stop doing what they're doing to take the food. So if I'm introducing eye contact at an early stage, it's only for yeses, and the dog is actually backing up to take the food, right? So this is important. On good, I will bring you food. I will buy lunch for you because I want you to keep working. I want you to stay there. I like doing what you're doing, but I want to reward you. You're doing a great job. I'm going to buy lunch, but keep it up. Stay at your computer desk, right? On YES, clock out, come to get your paycheck. On yes, I want the dog taking food. My hand is actually going to be backing up and moving away, right? So that's the difference, and that's how I create that break. That's how I create that YES where a dog knows you're free. That YES where a dog knows now you can grab this pull toy, now you can grab this ball, now you can get this, now you can get the food. That's how we create that, right? So for right now, good, keep doing what you're doing. I just want you to know, good, yeah, I'm getting food. And then when they decide to maybe try to move forward, nope. And they go, okay, that's interesting. Good, oh, good means this. This is how I get fed? Okay, good, boom, fed. Good, boom. And then eventually good. And then I YES and they move. So I eventually fade away from feeding on the good and then I feed on the yes. Feeding on the yes can turn into anything. It could be simply a release down the road, a release from what you were doing. It could be now you're getting that tug toy, now you're getting that ball, now you're getting food. But that's basically what we're doing. So this is like the early boring stuff that a lot of you guys were asking for. And an interesting thing, check this out. He didn't finish. He's pooped. Look at this guy. And he didn't do much. He didn't even finish his meal. The second I gave him his bowl, he's like, I don't know, I'm done. So the mental stimulation that goes into this, him taking direction from somebody that he probably would normally just want to bite. Oh my gosh, yeah, huge head. That's what she said. And doing that, now he just doesn't want it anymore. He's depleted, right? I don't use the word break. I use the word yes. With my dog, and I've fallen victim to doing this here, I'll use the word okay. And believe it or not, it's more of an energy thing. It's not really... oh, Meatball, I forgot to tell you, I met Marcelo Garcia for the first time today. I had class from 6 to 7, and he came in to teach a class after. He was actually teaching the class, which was pretty cool. Super friendly guy, always smiling. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I wanted to teach that to you guys. And I was going to snap a picture and post it on Facebook, but I didn't get it. When would you introduce playtime with a newer student? A student meaning a dog. That's a great question. Hey, how do you pronounce it? Is it Ayumi? I've come across you on Facebook and on here. You're doing great stuff. It looks like you're with that walking team out in California. I saw some of your pack walks. Keep it up, man. That's looking awesome. What was I gonna say? Okay, awesome. Yeah. What was the question? See, my brain is kind of scrambled and fried right now. What was the question? Do I use... No, that wasn't that. What was the question? Oh, playtime, yes. Okay, so playtime for a newer dog is when I get to... And that's a good thing, good versus stay. I'm gonna show you the difference in a second here. I actually just did a Periscope session. Was it? No, it wasn't Periscope. It was on the Facebook, the company page, where we showed Penny and showing how she was playing, and we saw signs that play. This was another dog, aggressive dog. We saw signs that like she was interested in playing, but we didn't allow her to because we weren't relevant. And we, meaning the trainers, where if something was to happen or it got a little too far, I wasn't gonna have a say. So I call that middle name relevance, right? Middle name relevance for me, it was like how it was growing up with my mother, right? I could be in the middle of the yard playing baseball. My mother's calling me, Blake, Blake, Blake. I'll ignore her. I'm up to bat. Blake, Daniel, you are getting the baseball bat, and I'm going home because my mother just called me by my middle name, and that supersedes everything. That goes exactly over everything, no matter what. Listen, mom just called me by my middle name, right? And that's a Puerto Rican Italian family. That means you go, no matter what, right? So until I am middle name relevant, dogs are not playing, right? Or we have to be set up in a way where we're in control and we can help them. Not because I want to be in control dictator, but I know you're struggling. I know you're in a tough place. So I need to be in control until you're responsible enough to make better choices where I know you're going to make them, right? So hopefully that kind of answers that question. What else do we have for questions, guys? I'm gonna take a couple more, then I gotta help Jen out. Periscope has been my excuse for all the other duties, but I'm watching these guys here. Yeah, middle name relevance is super important, and that's what we shoot for. Oh, good versus stay. Okay, that was the next one, right? Yes. Thank you. You typed that at the right place. Give Pitts a chance. All right. In real life duration, for me, I just say okay, because it's an energy thing, and I'm going to show you that right now. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this successfully with this dog here, so bear with me. A little bit of whining because he's not quite there yet, but I'm going to show you something with my dog, right? This is not going to be perfect. My guy's a little bit tired. It's been a long day for him. Keep the hearts flowing, guys. Invite, share. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to be over here. Let me see if I have a toy for my guy. Oh, you want to know what? We're not even going to do it for a toy. We'll do it for food, right? So, for example, I have good versus stay. Similarities and differences. Good is sort of like a stay. However, it's a little bit more advanced, right? So good means keep doing what you're doing. Stay means stay put, right? So if I am working on a place command, that's pretty self-explanatory. I can tell my dog place, and when he goes on there, and I back away, good, I can walk over and I can feed, right? If I was to tell him, so go to sit, if I was to tell him to down, and then I go ahead and I say good, that's what I don't want, right? So I would say, nope, good, I will come in and I will feed. Good means keep doing what you're doing, but here, nope, down. Here is where good starts to take on a more advanced meaning than stay. I'm gonna show this to you right now, right? So what if I want to teach my dog a dog trick, right? And the dog trick that I want to teach is my dog moving. For example, my dog knows, so go close. Nope, close. My dog knows how to go through my legs moving forward, right? Really easy for him at this point. Through, good, through, good, through, good, through. Yes, right? But let's say I'm getting bored, he's getting bored, and I'm like, damn, man, I really want to teach him something new. What if I want to teach him to go through my legs as I'm walking backwards, and instead of his head going first, I want his butt to go first? How the hell do you teach that? Now, if I was already used to yesing my dog and getting him to follow, and people will call this free shaping, I don't think it's actually free shaping, but it is shaping and luring. If I already have a dog that lures and follows my hands, and I've already taught a little bit of a heel, whether it's him coming in on this side, so go close, close, or if he's in front of me, coming in behind me, so go close, good, and I have him here. Now what if I took a step back and I wanted to name it weave, and I have him going this way, and he's getting frustrated, he's getting good, and he's getting frustrated, and by mistake, he already knows this, right? But by mistake, his butt, after making mistake, his butt goes through, sort of, and I say good and I feed, the dog goes, he has a oh shit moment where he goes, you mean that's what you want me to do? And then, so close. I have a dog, close. Leave. Good. Leave. Good. Nope. Good. Leave. Good. Leave. Good. Yes. I have a dog that understands. Keep doing what you're doing. That movement that I like, I love it. I want you to keep it up. Or in a heel, right? So go close. Now I get this. Nope. Close. And my food is here, but I don't want him looking at the food. I want him looking at me. Nope. So go. Good. Good means keep doing what you're doing, so if I take a step forward, he's not doing it there, but if I take a step forward, good means keep it up. So now I can say, I like that position, I want you to hold that as I'm moving forward. Does that make sense? So go up. Yeah, boy. So that's a little example of the difference between good and stay. I wouldn't tell a dog stay as they're moving through, right? So go, please. So hopefully that helps. I'm going to take one or two more questions, then I got a boogie. Back. Yeah. So actually, I'm going to show you another thing. So as far as like toys and stuff goes, I can do the same thing for this, right? So I can have this here, and he can see it, and I can even like throw it and stuff, but the second I say yes, that's when it's his, right? So we can have this, and here's the difference. Remember I was telling you about the word, like the word isn't as important as the body language? His release command is AUS, which is German for out, right? It is actually aus, right? Yes. So I can say aus, but if my energy is, he didn't have a good grip there. I can say aus, but if my energy is still going, it's not as meaningful as if I was to actually say aus. Good. So to show that, and he does know the word, because I can just say that, but to show this a little bit more, I can make up a word. I can say strawberries, right? Yes. And as he's in the middle of playing and doing this, now if I say strawberries doesn't mean jack, but if strawberries, good, close. Now we have a dog that is reading my body language. Now here's the thing, body language is great, and I'm pretty damn good at body language, but if you want to get to a point where you want to take it past that, and you want a dog to learn the word, you have to use it where the body language isn't overshadowing the word that you're trying to teach. Otherwise, you never get a dog that is actually learning the word, they're reading your body language. So there's no wrong or right, they're just two separate languages. And if you want to use English to help teach Spanish, you have to make sure that English isn't always handicapping that Spanish, right? Otherwise, the dog's never going to learn that Spanish. Make sense? So come here, buddy. Please. Go. And you can see my dog now is really out of shape because in all reality, in all honesty, I don't do anything with my dog anymore. Like I don't train him, which is bad. But I'm so busy training client dogs and stuff. I'm gonna shut my phone down. We just slacked. I got to where I needed all the issues that I might have had with him when I first started. We got rid of that, so now we just have fun. He's a dog that is like pretty habitual and makes good choices on his own. Do you use prong and e-collar at the same time to teach pressure on and off, or one at a time? Well, when I'm teaching it, anytime I'm teaching a behavior, it's extremely rare that I'm teaching a behavior with the remote collar. Remote collar gets introduced to teach a dog what to do way before going into teaching a dog what not to do. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand and misinterpret because they think this like remote collar might be like a bad tool or something. It's like, of course it could be, but well, he's had some training before, and we did some. So there's two portions to teaching place. There's sending and then there's staying. The staying portion he kind of had down. He made like 2 errors and we gave him a couple nopes, literally maybe 1 or 2, and that was it. But anytime he's been in this room, if he's not walking with us on leash, this is where you go. If he's broken off, I followed through. I've noped, grabbed the leash, and I put him back so he's like, okay, I guess this guy wants me here when I'm in this room, right? Yeah, that's the difference between yes and good. So, and that's how he learns that. I mean, there's been a little bit of whining, and he actually did break before I started the Periscope session when Jen went out, but I followed through. And I think the follow through is more important than anything else. You can say nope, you can say yes, you can say good, but if there's no meaning to it, there's no follow through, what's the point? That's like a parent that goes, Dylan, I'm gonna count to 3. 1, 2, 2.5, 2 3/4, 3. Dylan, don't make me count to 3 again. It's like you don't mean business. It's like they already know that they don't have to listen to you, right? And that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys appreciate that. Thank you so much for the hearts. Please share, invite. I hope to and follow. I hope to see you guys on the next scope. Hopefully this helps you to see a little bit of the beginning process, which is the boring stuff. But for all the cool videos and everything that you have, if you follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and all that stuff that has, I guess, has gotten me a little bit known in the company. That's a good question. That's why you got to follow me, because you'll get a notification. I'll do it at 3 a.m. I'll do it at 8 a.m. You know, it really depends. Yeah, so anyway, for all those cool videos, you're like, oh my gosh, how do we get the dog there? That's crazy, because you saw the before video. It's all this stuff. It's all this stuff, all right? And then we use this language, now that we have this, I can get in trouble for that. Yeah, well, I guess I'd say old school versus new school, right? But that's pretty funny. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much. Hey, C Young, you came a little late. Watch the replay and please heart away and share away. I'll see you guys in the next scope.